Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm following Estro's class on slides, so hopefully I do it justice.
They did about the same thing, like front sides, then back sides, then roll, kind of.
Yeah. We're good. All right. So is everyone here for slide class?
Yeah,
slide class?
More work here.
All right.
I guess so.
Are you here for slide class? Awesome, awesome. So I think it's just the 4 of us right now. Hopefully other people will wander in. Are you here for slide class? Awesome, come on over.
We're grabbing water, but we're listening.
Okay, yeah, definitely grab water. If anyone wants to grab their water, right now is a great time. We're getting set up. We are gonna live stream the class. Makes me nervous, but yeah. And it's good to drink water. Like high desert, it's easy to get dehydrated, so yeah. But we will start class as soon as everyone gets back. Yeah, it's a little chilly. It's chillier than I thought it would be out here.
No, I actually took it off when I was outside because I got hot.
Oh, really? It got really nice outside. I was surprised. It was really cold earlier. It snowed earlier.
Yeah. I saw lots and lots of people coming down the mountain and driving.
Yeah, with snow on their cars. It's a trip.
With lots of snow on their cars. Beautiful though. I'm glad I don't live in it anymore. I live in the, well, I stay mainly in the desert. I stay away from the winter. I live locally, so I live everywhere.
Nice.
Wherever the weather's nice.
All right. So, welcome to slide class. My name is Tamara. It's on my shirt, but it's covered right now because I'm wearing the lavalier mic. But my pronouns are she, her. And I guess we'll just introduce ourselves to each other, which is always good. There's so many people here, so it's always good to go over names.
I need to hear names 50 times. So.
Exactly.
I'm
So.
Lindsay, she, her.
Hello. Nikita, she,
Kita,
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, right on. Hello. Are you gonna take my class? You just passing through? Okay. All right, we're gonna start class. We're just doing introductions right now. So as I said, my name's Tamara, she, her pronouns. What's your name?
Petals.
Petals?
Petals, like flower petals.
Oh, I like that. Awesome. So I'm a sponsored skater, obviously, from the Bay Area. Came down just for this, very excited. Before we get started, what stalls are we comfortable with? Are we comfortable with the front side stall?
I can do a front side stall, and that's all
Okay.
good.
Front side stall?
I'm just learning.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna work on the stall first then, and then worry about the slide after we kind of get the stall. Are we comfortable with stalls? Okay. And all right. So we're going to. Are you comfortable with dropping in? Okay. Everyone comfortable with dropping in? Good. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go into the ramp, drop in. We're not going to pump when we get into the ramp because that'll be a lot of speed when we're starting to learn the stall. So you can just keep your knees bent, don't pump, and make sure your safety gear is attached. Okay, and then we're going to work on the front side stall. You can start with just putting one foot on the coping and then have your toe stop below the coping, and that'll give you some control until you get used to doing both feet. So what that's going to look like is that. So I'll do it again going this way. Toe stop down. And then the final part of that equation is if you feel like you have a lot of speed going backwards, you can keep riding your toe stop in order to scrub the speed. But in order to get comfortable with going fakie, it's good to turn your head and look at the coping behind you. Because then it's not going to come up behind you and startle you or anything. All right. Who wants to go first? That's okay. That's okay. You all right? Sometimes you get the jitters too, even though you've done it before.
Somebody else do it good.
We're just gonna do a stall first. 1 foot on at least, 2 if you're comfortable. Good, good. Yes. Good. If you also feel more comfortable, you can ride fakie to the transition extension, because then you don't have to worry about the coping. That's okay. That's okay.
Hour for classes?
What's that?
Is this the last hour for classes?
Yes, this is the last hour for today. So let's run through that one more time, just so we're comfortable. Yes, good job.
Okay, I found the coping.
Yeah, keep your head in front of your hips whenever you're going forward, especially when you're coming back from fakie. It was just when you were coming up fakie and then going back down, your head kept with the momentum going back.
Oh.
So just
Well,
kind
you
of
know
think
what it
about
is?
squatting.
I'm afraid of the coping going backwards, but I need to turn my head like you said.
Yeah, turn your head. It's good to like point at the coping, because that'll turn your shoulder and get your head to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, we naturally go where we look. So yeah, just turn your head and look and point back at the coping. So what that's gonna look like with the fakie stall. So as soon as I go back into the transition and I hit that flat, I feel safe. I can look back at the coping and turn myself.
Okay.
Now, it's a good way to adjust your speed and get comfortable. If you feel like you have too much speed, you can also use your toe stop to scrub a little bit of speed.
That's what I usually do, but I need to be better.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go again? I figure that's 2 rounds each, right? Oh, you're already sliding. Look at you.
Yeah, I was trying to work on a frontside slide in the last class. That's where I'm
So you both were in Estro's class right before this?
at. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was mostly absorbing.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm very comfortable with sliding, and I want to practice like backside stalling. And
Backside,
I don't know if
yeah.
you can,
Yeah, we can work on the backside stall and then sliding backside. So, do you want to jump into that right now?
I
Or do you
think
want
so, because, well, I already do this, so I feel like I'm ready.
Yeah, we can switch it up a little bit, do something a little bit new. Okay, so for a backside stall, it helps to be able to jump out of the coping and onto the deck. Do you feel comfortable doing that? Okay, so what that's gonna look like is like that. You can step out, and ideally you want to jump out. So with both feet, jump out.
So we're going forward and jumping out?
We're going forward and jumping out, so you can just go directly to the other side and jump out.
Okay.
Look at the top of the deck and just keep your eyes and your gaze towards the coping.
Okay.
Yeah, give it a little bit more oomph. Nice. Oh, you got backside stalls. Oh, you got backside stalls. Those are really good.
Yeah, so I want to work on the backside.
But with
slides.
sliding, okay. So when it comes to sliding, you want to make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart or a little bit more. Are you okay? Okay. We all fall. It's all part of learning. So yeah, really focus when you do your backside stall on getting your feet shoulder width apart and getting your knees bent, because that'll give you your stability. So your backside stalls are really good. Just focus on a little bit wider.
So if I do the slide, can you just see what I'm doing
Yeah, if you want to do a backside slide,
so
and
you
then
can see.
yeah, I'll see what you're doing.
Because I feel like sometimes my body is too forward.
Nice. Really focus on getting your pumps in. Really focus on getting your pumps in and your feet staggered front to back.
This is like the second day that I've skated with stiff boots. And,
Nice.
so,
It's a little bit different.
so,
How long have you had your stiff boots?
well, I've had them for a while and I've skated streets a whole bunch with them.
Oh, okay. So they're broken in already.
Except
But still
so
stiff.
there's a problem with this toe box. So the toe box inside, there was like a little, like something that was rubbing on my foot and I
Oh.
fixed it. So this one, I don't know, they're different than lollies that are just like my
Yeah, a little bit.
babies.
All right, let's see what your backside slides look like. Okay, okay.
So I think
So those are really good, and you are sliding a little bit. What you want to do now is just start carving a little bit more. So you want to imagine like an arc going up and over, meeting the coping, or even going a little bit above the coping, and follow that arc. I like to imagine going up and carving one panel, because then I'll slide another panel and then come back down on that third panel.
okay, so it's more like the carve.
Yeah, yeah, the slide is all in the carve. Yeah, there you go. It's a good front side.
Will you repeat what you said to me earlier?
Oh, you all right? It can be a little bit tricky, a little bit slippery. For the front sides, you mean? Or
Yes.
so when you go back in from the front side and you're going fakie, really make sure to stagger your feet a little bit more, because then that'll give you extra stability. And then when you get to the bottom part, try to look for the other side of the coping, because that'll turn your head whichever side's more comfortable. Yeah, more carve, more carve.
The half cam on this thing, like just in general,
Yeah,
because it feels freaky to touch the back of this.
you got this.
Woo!
I really want to work on like those habits I have, you know, because I don't carve. Like I feel like I just go. And
Yeah.
then when I carve,
Hi.
Sorry,
it just feels like
It feels a little unnatural at first, because you're going and there's a lot that you can think about, like, oh, you know, I'm going to stick on the coping or it's not going to slide, but this coping is actually very slick, so as long as you get your feet on there and your backside slides are solid, you'll be able to get on there. So it's just about carving it a little bit more. But yeah, do a gradual a little bit more by more.
You know what I was trying earlier, and then I feel like I went too fast and I just keep falling. So I feel like I need to get it out of my head, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, feet shoulder width apart and bend your knees, and that will help with your stability as well. But you're doing good.
So can I see you do it?
Yeah, the backside?
I just want to see like your carve.
Yeah, so I initiate with my shoulders when I get up to the coping. See that line of the masonite where it's small squares or small rectangles? That's where I want to turn to get onto the coping.
Okay.
Saying hello, and I'm taking your class again.
Oh, hello.
I took a break with spins and that got dizzy.
So we're working on frontside stalls for the beginners, and then she is working on backside slides. So are you comfortable with frontside stalls or
Yes.
backside stalls?
Yes. Fairly comfy with the stalls. If you see some I'm not doing right, though, let me know.
Okay. The key to sliding is
Step up.
keeping your feet shoulder width apart, knees bent.
To backside?
Yeah, to backside. So that was good. You're kind of moving your feet towards the rail or towards the coping a little bit too much, like you're anticipating it. Keep your eyes on the coping and let the coping come to your feet. If you keep your gaze on the coping, it'll eventually come under you and you'll see your feet when it needs to connect. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna do a backside stall. What I'm gonna do is start from this seam line. You can see the seam line on the ramp. And I'm going to go to that middle seam line over there.
Where he is standing.
Yeah, where he's standing. And that'll be my carve. I'll turn my shoulders right before the coping, and then that'll get me to turn and lock in backside. So it's gonna look like this.
Can you do it just from like a fakie stall? Like a...
But if you want to move,
If you wanna move, you have to carve. So think of it as an arc. Yeah. Yeah, think of it as an arc, and then however much you arc is gonna be however much you slide. Yeah, look behind you, look behind you. Yeah, you're still jumping a little bit towards the coping, so yeah, just use the momentum to get you up to the coping.
No jump at all.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't really have to jump.
Nice.
I feel like
With the
that's
front
what I
side.
did initially just to get to the coping.
Yeah,
But I guess I don't need to again.
like you just need a tiny, tiny little hop, but you don't really have to huck it. Nice, that was better. It's practice and repetition will make it a lot easier over
it
time.
just feels like faster. And that's why
It does.
At first, I got scared because it took me so fast.
Ay, ay, ay.
There you go. Wider carve. Oh. Good bail, good bail. We all fall. It's all part of learning. Yeah, that was a good one. Give it a really good pump and get back up. Nice. That was a really good one. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, when you jump to the coping, you just have to give it a little hop, like right where those rectangles are. Yeah, that was really good.
Yes.
Yes!
That was longer.
That was longer, that was good. Yeah, you carved up the angle and then you continued that arc.
And then also, I think like if I keep my like I feel like sometimes my body is too like leaning too forward. So,
Yeah, like you're still inside of the ramp.
Yeah.
So,
Getting that speed, I feel like it really takes me out. You know.
yeah, in that case, jump a little bit sooner, because that'll keep your momentum going up and over the ramp. The longer you wait to jump, the more vertical it is, the more it's going to shoot you up rather than over. So yeah, if you jump like maybe right before where those rectangles are, or even a little bit farther down, that'll keep your momentum going up and over. It is a little bit scarier as well because you have to commit, but you've got it. You're doing great.
Thank you.
I'm right-handed, so
What are you working on, Tor?
I don't know.
We're doing frontside slides and backside slides, starting with stalls and whatever's comfortable.
Does everyone like to go this way more than the other way?
It seems like everyone in this class likes to go frontside to the
I
right.
should try the other way because I do actually usually. I mean, I practice both ways, but I think left is
It's always good to
first.
practice both ways, see which way is comfortable. Especially when it comes to jumping 180 out of the frontside slide or the frontside of the frontside stall.
I jump to the left when I do.
Yeah. So even if you slide to the right, it's called an alley-oop. So you can slide to the right and then spin to the left, and that'll still get you in facing forward. And the nice thing about that is that that'll give you a different trajectory when you come in if you slide alley-oop. That'll bring you more towards the front, whereas if you 180 out normal, that'll kind of send you more to the side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That was good for switch. Feet a little bit wider. Feet a little bit wider whenever you jump towards the coping.
Wider?
Yeah. Yeah, so you want your feet
Oh, my feet
shoulder width
wider.
apart. Yeah.
Oh,
When you jumped
okay.
at the coping just now, your feet were still a little bit together, which is okay for a stall, but when you start sliding, you really want to have that stability
Okay.
left and right.
That makes sense. Then you're gonna try going.
Yeah, that was a good one. Hello, are you here for a class or are you just watching?
Oh no,
No, just watching?
I wish.
Okay, well, we're just practicing frontside slides and backside slides. Yeah, the biggest thing with slides is to get comfortable with the stalls first and get a nice wide stance. But then you just carve into it. That's really the only difference with a slide. You want your momentum to kind of carry you over.
Yeah, I can't even get to the bottom of this thing.
Well, you have goals for camp then. That's good.
Next year. Do you teach the beginner bowl class?
I am teaching a pump class tomorrow and a ledge class, and I forget the other two classes I have. I think there's a ledge variations class. Yeah.
I jumped again too much.
Yeah, just a little bit too much. You're still anticipating it, but you're getting better.
I switched to trying to make my feet wider, so I just defaulted to the old familiar standby.
Yeah. You got this. Let's see it. So that was good. My advice would be just focus on getting your feet on the coping at the same time.
Yes.
Because that'll, right now, like if you get one foot on, your foot will kind of go without you, and then
Yeah.
you're fishing for the other foot to get on.
Yes. Okay.
So just focus on that. You can start with a stall too if it feels weird to carve into it. But yeah, really focus on both feet at the same time. Nice.
This is looking so pretty. Oh my god.
That was good. That was switch, right? So that was your switch side for a slide when you go to the left?
That's the opposite side that I've been
Opposite side, yeah. That's good. That's a good challenge.
I still black
I'm gonna try the other side again.
Yeah, whichever is easier, whichever you feel comfortable trying. There's no right or wrong. Yes. That's a good fakie stall.
Yeah, I feel like my nerves are setting. I don't know which one's better.
I think you're more strong going to the right.
To the
It
right?
seems like, yeah. But yeah, I would really work on getting your feet a little bit wider so that way you can have trust in your stability. It's all about building up that confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
But you're doing good. It's like a little bit of a carve at a little bit of a time. And then as you get more comfortable with that, just carve it more and more. Yeah.
Okay, other than looking behind me, coming backward backwards up to the coping, what else should I do to get more comfortable with?
So if you want to be able to lock in on the top of the coping, it's good to be able to really boost and get up out of the coping and then dial it back a little bit. So what I mean is, and just kind of give yourself this trajectory of going to the side, but you really want to pop out whenever you're doing the slide or whenever you're training. So focus on popping out, and that'll train your brain to commit to bringing your weight over the coping.
And what about backwards though?
For a backside?
Yeah, just to even grab the coping coming up backwards. I tend to like hit the coping and then freak out.
Yeah, if you want to start doing a backside, it's the same thing. Start with an air out, and then the second step from that is to put one foot on. So it's almost like a T-stop.
So just air out going backwards?
Oh, you mean backside or a fakie slide?
Just sliding up backwards like this. Like I am afraid to touch the coping when I
Oh, gotcha. Keep your eyes locked onto the coping. So when you go back in, see how her head turned right when she hit the flat bottom? She's there and she's spotting the coping. And then it's a lot like a frontside. The rail will come up to you or the coping.
Okay.
So keep your eyes on the coping or just on the deck above.
So it seems I use my toe stop without me really knowing that I use my toe stop. What zoom can I get more speed to get up there?
More
Did I win the
speed.
camp award for least time on my feet yet?
More speed is a lot of pumping. So give it a good pump when you go down.
That's the part I'm not getting.
Yeah. Bend your knees and through the whole curved part of the ramp, that's where you want to pump. So it's a nice slow one until you get to the flat. Use that entire So what you're doing is actually called an anti-pump, where you're scrubbing speed instead of pumping into it, because you're standing up at the bottom. So you want to actually stand up or start to stand up when you drop in and give it a really good push until you're on the flat bottom. So you want to be standing by the time you get to the flat bottom for your push. Here, I'll show you.
It sounds like something I definitely do.
So when you drop in, get low, get nice and low. And then your power is from the pump is going to come from you standing up and pushing against the curve of the ramp. So I want to finish my pump by kind of where that seam is, where the flat bottom is. And that's by that point I want to stand up and then quickly kind of squat down to anticipate the next ramp. So what that's going to look like is, see how I'm pumping until I get to the bottom? So I'll do it again one more time. Push, push. Start with knees bent. Keep your shoulders in front of your hips. Yeah, it's a slow push. So you slowly push until you get to the bottom. It's a weird one to feel out in the beginning, but yeah, that's pretty much, you're converting your energy from going down to pushing and pumping against the ramp. Keep looking at the coping.
The first part of I know people say always the pumping.
Yeah, the pumping is where you'll get your speed.
Weight into the thing, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah, what you're doing right now is you're staying bent until you get to the flat bottom because that feels safe. But you're pushing against the flat bottom and that's not transferring any energy into the ramp.
I mean by bent knees, but standing up straight.
So if this is the transition from here to that line and I drop in, I want it to be one smooth motion. And then I'm on the bottom. Yeah.
Instead of like
Yeah, what you've been doing is waiting a little bit until you get to the bottom and then standing up. But what you want to do is transfer your momentum into the ramp by standing up on the transition part. It feels a little bit weird at first. All right, keep your eyes to the coping. When you go fakie, keep your eyes to the coping. When you're going fakie,
Forward.
which foot do you like to have going
Backwards.
first?
The
So
right
you like your right foot going forward? Do you feel comfortable looking over your right shoulder?
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, so look at the coping. You can even point to it. That'll get your shoulders turning.
Okay.
Um,
All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then
yeah.
I probably need to drop early because I need to go out to the parking lot before I can't get back.
Oh, right on. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, focus on looking at the coping and then just get one foot on there. If that feels a little uncomfortable, you can always take it to a knee slide. If you get caught up there, just take it to a knee.
Yeah.
Whoa. Turn your shoulders more. Yeah, pick up your foot just a tiny bit and you got it.
What'd you say?
Just pick up your foot a tiny bit right before you get to the coping
Yeah.
and you've got it.
Okay. Well,
But that was good.
Second one definitely. I just didn't have enough speed. I just kind of
Yeah,
jumped on it.
you kind of like shot your leg back to meet it.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more.
That's good, you're getting it, you're getting it.
I know. It just takes time.
Yeah, practice makes progress. All right. Yeah, to get more speed too, same thing that I was telling Jersa, is to slowly stand up when you're on the curved part of the ramp. And then you kind of want to be almost standing when you're on the flat part, because that's where you're going to transfer all of your energy into the ramp. If you stand up when you're on the flat part, you're just pushing energy into a flat bottom. But that'll give you a lot of speed. And yeah, you got it. You got this. Yeah, there you go. Your foot was on top. That was great. Yeah, your foot was on top. You got your toe stop on top, so that's good progress.
What, up here?
Yeah, up here with your fakie stall. So that's good. You were committing your foot to being on top and over.
I do feel a little more comfortable, like those little baby steps. You know,
Nice,
so I have
nice.
to build on.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I give you one of my stickers?
I would love a sticker. Yes.
I've never, I don't know what level of intermediate. So I was like,
The first year that I've ever done any of
yeah.
them. Okay, I'm gonna try to get
Well, good. I'll see you there then. Are you gonna be there on Friday?
I'm trying to figure out shit. So, I'm supposed to see an old college buddy, but Tim and their all work this week. So
Thank you so much. Ooh, queer skate play day. Nice. I like it. Thank you.
Thank you.
and I know him for so long. Like,
Did I give you one of my stickers?
I'm going to a skate
No.
camp. I'm pretty much like, I'm at a skate camp. Have fun. So, I don't know.
This is cute.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Is there anything you want to work on while we still have time?
I am trying to figure out how to like sole farther. It's hard.
It's a little bit hard, yeah. It's hard because you're committing one foot sideways, which is often the one that gets your wheel bite.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
But as long as you're like very stable with your sole grind or your sole stall, it's the same thing. You just have to carve into it a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Sometimes I can randomly do them okay. Like I can stall fine, but like the stall I'm stably fine.
Yeah.
When I grind, like I'm either like just my front truck or like my foot turns sideways or I get wheel bite. So I'm trying to figure
Sometimes
out-
it helps just to hover that front foot
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable putting your weight more on your back foot.
Yeah.
Because then if you do get wheel bite, you can just jump back into the ramp. But yeah, it's the same idea.
I'll try.
You can do a sole stall to warm up and then come back and then do a little slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little one.
I find them easier to do them alley-oop for some reason.
So going in and then alley-ooping back in.
Yeah. So if I do alley-oop, I go this way. And I go
Oh, and then you go fakie.
I don't
that's understandable because a lot of people like to slide in that direction. So the sole grind is very similar to the frontside slide,
Yeah.
but you're just turning a little bit more.
Right.
And then this foot doesn't have to worry about catching because if it does, you're just dragging it.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
very safe.
I love alley-oop everything over normal.
You want to give it a go?
Yeah. I was interested.
Oh.
I didn't do over here.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good stall. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just start with like a small carve. Like you can go from like maybe one of the lines in the ramp to maybe where the screw marks are. And that's your little arc. And you want to picture an arc going up and then down.
Right.
Just one smooth motion, like if you were rolling a ball. And that'll, for the most part, be your trajectory until you really get good at committing to being on top.
Okay. You go?
Yeah, you got it. Hello. I'm teaching stalls and converting them to slides. Yeah. So everyone had different slides that they wanted to learn from stalls. It does feel a little bit weird. It feels unnatural at first. The sole.
I want to. Do you feel it's better like to do it like on plane or like just doing like?
At first it can feel better to be flat
Yeah.
because then you're not worried about wheel bites so much. But then it feels nicer, I think, to get lower and stick your foot out.
Yeah.
I have wide slide blocks, so it helps.
Yeah.
A lot of people have the CIB slide blocks, so those ones are a little more narrow.
I'm like, great. I was on my lessons like screaming a lot.
Yeah,
So calm.
that was a good one.
Cool. Oh. So cool. Can I jump in?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. I think we're pretty much wrapping up on time here. But
This one, like you put your weight like here.
for a sole, yeah, put your weight on your dominant leg, whichever one you want to be grinding.
Wait.
And then, yeah, just kind of lightly put your front foot on for the sole grind. If you want, you can start off with a stall, and that'll make it feel a little bit easier. Once you get comfortable with that, just carve in a little bit more.
Did you see that?
I did. So yeah, class is coming to a close. It's almost 10 o'clock, so this is the last class of the day. Thank you all for coming to my class, by the way, or just coming to me for tips. Kind of became an impromptu. I went with whatever anyone else wanted to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone did great. Very proud of everyone pushing themselves for a little bit of progress.